Hello everyone, we are here, we are live, we are ready to go, and we are here with what looks like a familiar vessel. At the conclusion of the last stream, we put a mapping satellite in orbit about the moon, except this one isn't in orbit about the moon, this is in orbit about Minmus. Yeah, I just took the identical vessel, well, almost identical, I'll get to that in just a second, and just put it around Minmus. I didn't think I'd spend time in a live stream just doing that same thing again. So it is in a polar orbit about Minmus. Now, the one thing I did change is you might recall that the one around the moon is having electricity issues because I never bothered looking at how many batteries it needed in order to survive the night side of the moon while it's running all its experiments. And so I worked it out, and I put on 2 of these additional Z400 batteries. That should take care of both the moon and Minmus, except the problem around the moon actually is that it was in a eclipse, a solar eclipse from Kerbal. That was what the problem was. The sun was being occluded by Kerbal, and that's not as much a problem on Minmus because Minmus is in that inclined orbit, but around the moon it happens every 6 days. That lasts way longer than the orbit spends on the dark side of the moon. So, but that takes a ton of batteries in order to rectify, so I didn't bother fixing that. But maybe what I will do at some point is send some Kerbals up around the one that's around the moon, and we'll put some of these Z400s on there, and that should help it perform a little bit better. This thing, though, has a different problem in that it's running 2 experiments at the same time. The beep experiment, which comes from Kerbalism, and the resource scan, which I guess is stock. It's the stock part of this. The problem is that the beep experiment has to be in low space, and low space around Minmus, I believe, is 30 kilometers, while the resource scan has to be at an altitude of above 50 kilometers. So basically, it can't do both of them at the same time. So I have it in an orbit with an altitude of 100 kilometers, as you can see here, and if I go over to data, you can see it is doing the resource survey, but the beep experiment is an invalid situation. So I will just wait. I think the resource survey definitely takes less time, so I'm going to wait for the resource survey to be done. That's going to take 19 days and 4 hours. I set an alarm for that over here, so that will remind me to come over here, and then I'll put it down in a low orbit, and then it'll do the beep experiment for however long that's going to take. So let's get rid of alarm clock. So I just wanted to show you that. That's something I did in the interim. Oh, and I can also show it is doing a resource. The resource scan seems to be there right away, whether it is done doing the actual scanning or not. I think that's just the way this antenna works. I don't think there's much they can do with it. So you can see that there is all kinds of resource happening here. Now, one of these, is it here? I should be able to, where's the zoom button? You know what? One of these icons, one of these flags here, I think it's this one, is what I've infamously referred to as the Valley of the Kraken, because I got a base there and a rover there and some Kerbals went there and really weird things started happening. So I've sort of been shying away from there. But you can see it's not in a particularly resource rich area anyway. So one of the things we were talking about, just literally in the chat just before I started the stream, was potentially moving it. That would probably be a great idea. Maybe we can just sort of hook something onto it, hop it over to somewhere around here where the resources are a little higher. Something to think about. But in the meantime, sticking with Minmus and sticking to what this stream is mostly going to be about, which is going to be about rovers. But while I'm around Minmus, I have on Minmus the Rove Mate 1. And while I was in the process of bringing this out towards Minmus, the Rove Mate 1 completed its gravity scan in the biome that it's in. So it's time to move it over to another biome. So I'm going to do that actually right now. I'm going to move over to my Rove Mate. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take that rover, modify it, and put a similar one down there on the moon. Now I'm hoping, this is again my valley of... Oh, no, seems to be behaving okay. Yep. Yep. We're good. And I actually had already started. Here, let's get on our little map. I can show you what this thing's been busy. Oh, that's not the right map. This one. Come here. There we go. That's the one I'm looking at. This little fella's been busy here. He's been in these there's like slopes here and midlands and lowlands, and it's been hopping around. Over there is what I call the Valley of the Kraken. That is this zone over here. But up here is some greater flats, or some great flats, and I've yet to do the gravity scan or the seismic scan in the great flats. So I think what I started to do is I started driving to, it was up here, and I started driving this way towards the Great Flats. Then I realized, hang on a second, this thing has still a fair amount of monopropellant aboard. If I click on there, it's got monopropellant aboard, and it's got 4 of these linear RCS thruster blocks, and this is my Greater Flats right down here. So I'm thinking I'll do a quick save first, but I can save myself a bunch of time by simply doing a little hop, and I just need to go straight north. So I just got to sort of orient myself. North is up this way. I got to put on I should turn on the reaction wheels. I think I've turned them off for the driving bit. Let me see, control. Put the wheel authority right up there. Actually, it should be 50. It doesn't need to be that high. There we go. Okay, and we're going to put on RCS, and these thruster blocks are connected to the throttle. I've adjusted it so that's the way it should work. Oh, and I should also turn this. Let me find it. Command. Control point should be up. There we go. That's going to help with our little hop here. So, all right. So, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. I'm nervous. I should be probably nervous, but go. There we are. We're off. We're off. We're going to go this way. And I got to watch you can see my trajectory going here. I don't have to go. I got to watch my fuel. I mean, I can come short and then just land here. Unfortunately, it doesn't tell me how much delta V I have because this is monoprop with RCS thrusters, and so even Kerbal Engineer's a bit confused here. Maybe give it a little... Where are we next to our apoapsis here? Oh, we're a long way from apoapsis. Let's get up. Why wasn't I time warping there? Oh, it's not letting me time warp. I'm too... Really? Because my periapsis is too low. So I can read the chat in the meantime. Hello, Dan. Welcome. You must have joined in just as I was getting this ready to go. Yes, James is asking about the shaking in the screen, and that came from Scatterer. And he's asking, did I find a solution? And the answer to that question is yes. I can't show it here, but if you go into the Scatterer setting and turn off that anti-aliasing, I can never say that word, that solves that problem. So there we go. Hello, Elena. Yeah. Oh, I see that that's already been mentioned in the chat. All right, where are we? How are we doing? Can I time warp now? Oh, I feel like I'm going down. I'm definitely going down. What the heck kind of drugs is this thing on that... Why is my time to Apple... I don't know what's going on here. I'm definitely going down here, so... I can see... What is that straight below me? Must be one of them there Minmus rocky things. Okay, I'm gonna extend this just a bit. Slow ourselves down here a bit. So let's extend. I can see my crash point. See that? Let's push that crash point out further. Again, I gotta watch that monopropellant because the last thing I want is to... we don't need this. Still going down. I should really... Okay, let's... Whoa. I'm getting... There we go. That feels better. I think I'm good. I'm not sure if I'm quite there yet, but I feel good. Let's arrest all our horizontal velocity here. Minmus is so forgiving. Yeah, that saved a lot of time. I could probably fall from here and be okay. Oh, the dot's right below me. This circle coming from Kerbal Engineer. Look at that. Nespa problem. Beautiful. Okay. And then something else I discovered, because I was trying to drive this thing, and always one of the issues with driving rovers is, here, let's take the brakes off now, is that the W also tries to pitch you over, and I was solving that by just turning down the reaction wheels, but then I was having trouble driving it at all. Actually, W doesn't turn the wheels anymore. The wheels are just rolling right now because I'm going downhill. I now have that mapped to page up and page down. Page up on my keyboard is rolling forward, and that no longer affects the reaction wheels, so that's groovy. I should actually turn down the reaction wheels just for turning. There. And page down decrease is like gets you to drive more slowly. And that makes way more sense. And I don't know how I did that. I can't remember. If I have no idea. I just suddenly I don't even remember doing it. Okay, so I can tell here because oh wait, the gravity scan is running. Hang on. Well, we're back. We're in the Great Flats. Cool. Seismic scan is done. Let's get down to the proper Great Flats. I can see, Kerbal Engineer is telling me I'm actually in the Great Flats, but let's get down to the proper Great Flat. Turn the RCS off. Don't need that. Physics warps always works. Yes, thank you. I should have realized that. That's okay. This thing's getting down to... I just want to get it down on the flats proper like. So you can see all the icons. That's back where the base is. So we're not that far from it. That was a landing I did with a bunch of Kerbals. So that's why I have some of this stuff, because we did do a landing, but the gravity scan takes like 73 days, so that's something that's done with a rover, not with... Okay, let's slow down and we'll turn here. Here, brakes on. I just want to turn it for the solar panels. Get it face right into the sun, so as the sun goes overhead, basically we're just going to turn this so it's like facing due east. There we go. Whoop. There we go. Brakes on. So there, that should be it. Should be doing this gravity scan. I mean, it's another, well, I got 10 of it so far, but it's another 46 science, so it's not a waste of time to do that. We'll leave this here. We're going to get ourselves to the Space Center, into the VAB, and we're going to be doing us some work. Building us a rover. Hello there, Ezra and Sebastian. Good to have you aboard. Okay, into the VAB. Okay, so let's start by bringing up our Minmus Rovemate 1, which is somewhere along here. R. Rovemate 1, there it is. And we're going to do some modifications to this. So we're going to remove this whole big booster for now. Probably get back to that in a little bit, but for now we're just going to park that there. So there it is. This is the thing. Now, one thing is it has quite a lot, like 2 of these double 1000 Z1K batteries. I did that so that it could process its data and transmit it all the way through the night on Minmus. I actually based the battery power based on all the experiments it would run, but that would get done pretty quick. But on the moon, where it's a 3-day night, no way it's going to survive the night. So I'm not going to even bother with the batteries. We're just going to have to put up with the fact that this thing isn't going to make it through the night. Now let's move some of this equipment. We have the Grav Max, the Geiger counter, and the double C seismic accelerometer. We're going to take these batteries. We're going to throw them. Actually, let's put them on the back. I think they'll look better back there. Or is this the front? I never can tell. There. That I can tell is upside down. Not that it really matters, but you know. Okay, that is that. I don't think I need that little platform now. That was a transition, so I can get that out of there. We'll put this tower back on. There we go. We're not going to be doing, they're not going to be spending too much time with this. Okay, let's get a couple of lights on here. You got to light things up a little bit. There we go. Same thing over on the other side. Sure. A little back, actually. There we go. Now, they are kind of into the texture there a little bit, so I'm just going to raise them up. So this is, I suppose, whoops, the Rove Mate 2 now. Save that. Okay, and now the one thing about this thing, what was it? Oh no, see the delta V that's here is the delta V that's in this transfer stage that's down here on the bottom. If I take off the Rover Prime like that, it shows that there's no delta V, but that's not true because there is the this thing. We got these tanks full of monopropellant here, and we also have again these 4 linear RCS ports. Now each of these are 2 kilonewtons of thrust each, and this thing has a mass of 822 kilograms. So that's a thrust to weight just a little bit under 1. That's on Kerbin though, so this thing couldn't take off or land on Kerbin. But on the moon, where the gravity is 1/6 that it is on Kerbin, this should be good, just like that. And I worked it out. There's 390 meters per second of delta V in this guy right now. So all I need to do is kind of, I put this guy on. That's now 1,384, but I really got to add on another 390. RCS is calculated in the delta V. I've always had issues with that with Kerbal. Like, here, if I do this and I put on RCS, see, it doesn't, I don't know what it is about me, but it doesn't show it. Right? RCS delta V. I can show it with, just to show people how I knew this, if I go to RCS Build Aid, will show it. But you got to get the right, that up, down, no. What I have to do, it won't show it like that, no. What I have to do is actually put one of these, I'm getting too much into the weeds. If I put this one on, let's put it on dorsal ventral, and then this, if I put it on up, whoops. There it is, showing me 380 meters per second of delta V in this vehicle. Let's put that back the way it was. Let's close that, because that's just confusing the situation. There we go. Okay. So there's 380 added on to this 1,384. And then I'm going to put this. Well, actually, am I done with? No, I'm not done with this. Oh my goodness. What am I thinking about? We'll figure this out in a little bit. Because I have also Now, I haven't unlocked a whole lot of new science, but I now do have the SPRT medium scanning arm. So I want to put, sorry, I'm going to move that booster. It's in a bad spot. I don't want to get rid of it, but I'm just going to move it. Probably roll it around that way. Oh wait, I want the smaller. There's a bigger, smaller one than that. Is there not? Maybe not. Magneto boom. Oh, there it is. The small scanning arm. There we go. Because this is just a little rover. That looks better. Oh my gosh, there's a big one. We'll get that. Okay. And so I'm going to put this guy on. There's its scanning range. So if I can get up near some sort of moon rocks or little moon craters, then I can do some scanning of them too. And that will be, again, some more science. Okay, so let's actually check on the... Because now I no longer trust... There. And put it on dorsal band. There we go. 353. Let me write that number down. 353 meters per second that we have in there. So we just got to remember that. And the weight should still be okay. Get away. 882. Yeah, so I should be able to land with this. I think it should be fine. So we're going to, again, put that off the dorsal ventral. Turn off RCS. And just remember there's another 300 and... Goodness gracious, I wrote it down and I lost where I wrote it. 353 meters per second. Okay, let's put this transfer stage on. So that is 1333. So 350, 40. Yeah, let's put this back on. I'm doing math in my head, which is always scary, but my figuring is that if I have a total of about 56, yeah, 54, 5420, 350, yeah, no, something like that. Oh wait, oh, 40, no, 5260, 5260. Okay, so I need a little bit more fuel on this guy. If I can get this up to about 5260, but I know this tank is not full, so I'm just gonna add more onto here. There, that should cover this easy peasy. Okay, so, well, you're all people thanking me for the tutorials. I'm glad that they help. It's always like a little bit, you know, this game's great if you can just, well, it's great anyway, but it gets to another level if you actually can get a little bit of knowledge into you and plan a little bit rather than just seeing what happens and seeing things blowing up. You don't think the RCS was calculating? No, yeah. Okay. I'm reading through the chat, but I'm actually gonna stop and concentrate. Okay, I think this should do it. I think this should be my moon rover. Let's just check on TWRs. So we have a TWR and a transfer stage of just over 1. This is 1.59 for the middle stage. That's fine. And then we have 1. Well, no, that's got to be adjusted. Yeah, we got to up this. For a launch thrust to weight of 1.33, which I'm always rather pedantic about there. I'm thinking this is low. I did this time write myself a little list to make sure. Okay, I did that. I think this is ready. I think I'm gonna fly this just the way it is. Yeah. So let's save it, and yeah, let's go. Let's just do it. Launch. I should check staging. Check your staging. Everything looks fine. That's for the top bit, yeah. Launch. Oh, I am slow on the chat, Zeb. If you're going to be going on. And also, there is a delay with the stream, with the chat, too. But I am also slow when it comes to getting down. If I'm concentrating on when I'm concentrating on something, I concentrate on that thing, and I have trouble concentrating on more than one thing at the same time. Okay, I did that. I don't think, no, I don't see any smart. Oh, there is a smart part on here, so this should, yeah, let's just do it. Let's just do it. So run, launch. I'm going to deliberately launch into a bit of an inclined orbit, 1 degree, even though I'm going to the moon. And that's deliberately so I don't go into an equatorial orbit about the moon. I want to go into a bit of an inclined orbit about the moon. That will give me more options. All right, just making sure that goes okay. That will give me more options when it comes to my landing spot, because I've yet to decide upon my landing spot. Oh, speaking of which, oh my golly, I do have contracts here. I have a science data from the surface of the moon, transmit or recover scientific data from the surface of the moon. That should be good. And do a soft landing uncrewed. It does not specify a location, so we can land anywhere. So might need to change this to lander type. We'll see. But I think these 2 contracts should be good. Where am I gonna plunk this? Got too many windows. I'm gonna put that there, and that there. There we go. Hello back to sunny Florida. We are in not so sunny Canada. Actually, I think no, it is sunny today. That shouldn't be that way. Does John Nowak still come here? No, he's not. He's working now during the day, so he doesn't pop by the live streams, unfortunately. I have 2 monitors going, Zeb. I don't have 1 monitor going. It's just my eyeballs can only be on 1 monitor at a time. Alright, how's this going? Looking good. Canada, I am in the province of Ontario. Alright, how are we doing here? That is good, that's good. Everything, yep. Have I tried making a reusable rocket? I do have a reusable space plane. I'm not a big... I used to do that. I used to, like, do these burn backs with my boosters and get them to come, you know, and it's a lot of work for not a lot of payout. I mean, I've never found money to be really... Where's my money situation? I'm at 3.7 million Kerb bucks without really even paying that much attention. Half the time I'm doing stuff that has no contracts associated with it. So, although I have done it, it's just a lot of work for, I think, not a lot of payout. So in my regular games, no, I don't tend to do these, you know, vertical landing boosters and all that kind of stuff. I just tend to throw my boosters away. Alright, Apple Axis is still just getting to 55 kilometers, so still got a ways to go. We're going to be popping this fairing pretty soon. That should be done automatically. There we go. Seemed to go alright. Unfortunately, the script always does that at 50 kilometers. I'm thinking probably waiting a little bit with this ugly... clearly very unaerodynamic payload might have been not a bad idea, but 'tis what it is now. I don't have a... Other than getting into the code, it's hard-coded in there. Yeah, you can see me losing apoapsis. It cut at 80, it's now down to 76, but you know what? It's going to be fine. Alright, and almost in space. I did, by the way, write a launch script for my spaceplane talking about reusability and all that kind of stuff. And I put it to the test, and it works pretty well. I think it definitely can do a better job than me manually. So I'm pretty excited about that. So the next time I use my spaceplane to get some Kerbals into orbit, we will be seeing that launch script at work. Okay, so we're about to do our circularization here. And this sucker is done. Or it's in orbit. We still got to get it to the moon. 2, 1. You're curious how I'm going to land this puppy. I'll explain how I'm going to land this puppy very soon. With rovers, I don't tend to get too creative. Some people I know like to put them in containers and roll them out and all that kind of stuff. And that works great. That's fine. There we go. That's fine. I'm happy with that orbit. I just have a transfer stage down here at the bottom. So as this gets close to the surface of the moon, we'll be ditching this, or whenever it runs out of fuel, though I suspect I'll have a little bit of fuel left in this when I get close to the surface of the moon. And then it's going to land on... Aim our camera here. There it is. Then it's going to land on these little RCS thrusters. It's going to use the land with the little bit of monopropellant that it has stored aboard. That's it. That's all. I've also done it, like, and even with this, it has a flat top on it. You could build the sky crane deal. That works really well for putting rovers down. Typically, if I put rovers down, I'm doing one of those two things. Either putting something on the bottom, either putting some thrusters on the rover itself, and then ditching the transfer stage and then just landing on the rover, or putting some sort of sky crane on the top that I ditch after it's done. But in the meantime, I think I do have to, getting back to this, do I have to rename this? Command, probably. Rename this as, it says a probe. Do I have to rename this as, I'm going to rename this as a lander. For no other reason than it does say Moon Lander. So I'm hoping that I don't know if that's necessary or not, but that's what I'm going to do. And I'm also going to make sure I hit control from here. So I'm controlling from this probe body, not this probe body. Now I'm looking at, I don't even know why I have a probe body there, but I do. Oh, that gets me. I don't know why I have it. No, let's not guess. Who knows why I do things sometimes. Okay, let's get to the moon. Get into the moon. Turn everything off. We also got to think about a landing spot here. Focus our view. Now I am in a bit of an inclined orbit, right? Yeah, an inclination of 1 degree. I'm wondering if I should have made that higher. Yeah, 1 degree didn't make too much of a difference. Should have gone with maybe, whatever. It's a little bit of an inclined orbit. That's cool. What am I doing? I'm adjusting this maneuver is what I'm doing. That is what I'm doing. This at about 12 kilometers. Oh, we can get closer. There we go. And a little bit of retrograde. And yeah. Well, I'm sure we can find. It doesn't matter where I go. I'm sure I just like to land somewhere where there's some more than one biome that's accessible, so that we can do that. Okay. F5. This is ready. Yeah, I don't see any reason. We're just gonna go. So. Getting to here, let's zoom it this way. Oh, and I also should, whenever I run into this situation, what I should do is, because that bottom stage TWR is pretty large, so I'm just gonna knock it back a little bit. You know, now that stage is pretty much out of fuel, still don't have the lock to prograde feature. Or lock to the maneuver node feature. Not going to use my script again. I got to really fix I got a program for executing maneuvers, but it doesn't work so good when there's a staging event involved. Boy, this is going to be great. I'm using almost most of this burn. Here, just let me get this started. Almost, what's that? About 3/4 of this burn is all being done on what's left over from this thing. So I think I'm going to have lots of fuel for the moon landing. No, I'm getting suggested in the comment to do a polar orbit where you can select any biome to put down into, but I'm not doing that because I can land all over the place. There's tons of biomes available to me. I've not done a huge amount on the moon. So, there we go, onto the mighty little spark engine. So it's not that important to, you know, I'm not going to be landing on the poles or anything like that. As long as I get some biome, I'll be happy. Or a couple of biomes. Okay, let's see here. Reducing throttle, here it comes. Oops. And just tweak down this thrust. Let's bring that into about 12. I don't know why I've always picked 12 as my favorite number for that, but I do. Okay, otherwise, we'll roll this way for the solar panels. Oh no, I gotta roll it this way for the solar panels. That's the way. Yeah, I'm on the wrong camera view. Put it on orbital, it makes more sense. Okay, let's see. So, you know what? Let's just get out there. We'll have some options. We're gonna be in a bit of an inclined orbit, and let's just get out there and do this. Let's just get out there and do this. It's going pretty quick so far. So we're gonna add alarm for the SOI change. Hit the right button to time warp. Here comes the moon at us. Thoughts on the Je ne sais quoi mod, asks Bravos. I love the Je ne sais quoi. I haven't played a huge amount with it. I played a little bit with it, never in any streams or anything, just personally myself. And I do really like the scale of it. I think it's really sweet. I think the thing to do, it's a great mod if you're finding KSP just a little bit too easy. You know, you can get yourself anywhere without any problem is to do je ne sais quoi, but play it with stock parts. Don't get any of the advanced parts, just do it with stock parts, and it's a really nice experience, a little bit more challenging. Okay, I got myself my capture here. I think that should really do it. I can tell I have to up this guy. There we go. Okay. Do a very quick save. Down we go. Yeah, je ne sais quoi is the perfect size for, I don't know what happened there. Got some sort of alarm, probably a coronal mass ejection or something. But je ne sais quoi is the perfect size for the KSP engines and tanks and stuff. Okay, here we go. This time I will run my maneuver executor because there is no script involved. I played a little bit of realism overhaul as well, but that one you do want to get into, you know, getting more realistic engines and getting into the big part mods and all that kind of stuff, because you don't want to play realism overall, I don't think, with stock parts. Okay, where are we? 20 seconds to the burn, and then we'll start thinking of a landing spot. In fact, I can get, well, no, let's finish this off and then I'll think about that. Okay. So what is the inclination? We're in a 20-degree inclined orbit. That's going to give us some options. That will give us some options. Okay, yep. That's good. 12 by 12. Good job, script. I think I'm done with you, though. So we're going to close that. We're going to close that. We are going to, let's see here. Just orient this a little bit for the solar panels. Doesn't need a whole lot of adjustments. And let's get out our ScanSat map and pick ourselves out. I've not planned this. What else is new? Oh, can I get the resource overlay out of here? How do we get lost, lose the resource overlay? Resources. Or does that turn it off? Nope, that just doubles down on it. Planetary overlay. That doesn't seem to be... Oh, that's getting too deep. Ah, shoot. How do I... Map type. I did do the map type. If I switch it to biome, but it's just got the... Oh, wait. There's toggles here on the side. It's probably one of these. Anomalies, flags, map legend, resources. Ah, there we go. Got it. I got it. Okay. And we should be seeing our orbit on this. Orbit overlay. Where's our orbit overlay? I'm in orbit. Okay, that's not what I want. I should be seeing... I've never had this before where I don't see my vessel and don't see my orbit. Color, grid, overlay, waypoints, anomalies. Waypoints can go away. I don't care about those. Flags. I guess I have had a few Kerbals on the moon. Oh, wait, I'm a Minmus, for goodness sakes. Oh, my gosh. That's probably... Wrong body. It's in the chat. It's Minmus written in all caps. And I just selected Minmus again. Oh, lordy lord. Hey, there we go. I can do it. All right. So, yeah, you can see there's not nearly as many... So I want to land on the day side. And I want to land where there's some biomes crossing, you know, nearby biomes. So, like, there's midland craters there, but then there's just lowlands here. We got lowlands, midlands, and a midland crater in the middle of it. Right over where we are, we got twin craters. Let's zoom in on this zone. Zoom in right here. Can I zoom in? Won't let me zoom in. Boom. There we go. Right over where we are now, we got twin craters below us. We got lowlands, we've got midland craters, and we've got midlands. So 1, 2, 3, 4 biomes, all in a pretty compact little region. This might not. This, to me, is a good idea. How about if I try and plunk, and even my orbit's coming really close. What if I try and plunk it right into this midland crater? How's that for a thought? I like that thought a lot. Right into this. Now, can I add? I think I should be able to add a waypoint. Waypoint selector. And I'm going to put it... Can I put... No, it won't let me put it on the other map. But it's right around here-ish. Then I'm going to go set. Did that work? Put waypoints on? Yeah. I can't tell if that's in the general vicinity, but that's what I want to aim for. I'm going to go for that. So what is this one called? This one is called, it gives it a name. Kraken's Dust. So we're going to open up Waypoint Manager. I have no idea if it's in the right spot, but it'll give us a general guideline. Waypoint Manager. Too many windows open right now. Let's close that. Waypoint Manager. Kraken's Dust. We're going to turn that on. Okay. Is there a... Yes. I think I put it a little bit off. This, I think, is the crater I'm shooting for, isn't it? Well, maybe not. Must be. Must be this. It's hard to tell, isn't it? That's... whatever. I'm going to go for it. So let's time warp our way around. If I don't quite land in that crater, that's okay. That's okay. RoveMat 2 batteries are all... How are my battery... Am I occluding my own solar panels? No, they got 100%. How can these batteries be almost done? You're on crack. What was that? Whatever. So I'm going to go about... Remember, there's about 350... So I have over pretty much about 1,000 meters per second of DV in this thing. Should be able to do this. Okay, so what I'm going to do... About here, yeah. We're going to put you onto... Oh, I'm still time warping. There we go. Onto the retrograde vector. We're going down. Okay. I can go even more. I gotta check my ignitions. I should have upgraded that. I might. Oh, it's got 12 ignitions. Should be fine. Okay, let's knock off a little more here. I want to come over with some altitude. Because I doubt that waypoint's actually right. See, this trajectory here, let's put this map up in the top. This is showing my trajectory coming over the crater. If anything, I'm a little bit... but that should be good. I think so. Okay, got a waypoint here. Okay. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Put this view this way. Getting a heading and put this altitude here. Got a distance coming up to Kraken's Dust. That's its official name now. Still a little bit of a ways away. Oh, there we are. So now I'm starting to see my lander here. Now it looks to me like I need to bring my trajectory just a little bit southward. So I'm going to start by doing that. Oh, I've just switched my camera. Oh god, I gotta... Is that it already? I think it's coming up already. Whoa, roll, 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 you stinker. Okay, punch it. This is the crater right here, isn't it? It sure is. So I'm watching my trajectory here. That's going to help. I got it. I got this. Boy, I was closer with that waypoint than I thought. I'm hoping that's a mid-land. I'm hoping that's this crater. It has to be. Has to be. Hoping also I don't run out of fuel. I like it. There's no reason to land at that waypoint. That was just a general aiming thing. So I'm just knocking out. Oh, I can see my crashy doober. There we go. My impact right there. I think I'm pretty good. So there's 211 meters per second left here. Plus, again, there's stuff in the lander. Or in the rover. Should be good. Should be good. I don't need this. And I can see stuff happening in the chat, but I am not in a position to... Oh, and I can see some twinkly dinkly... Here. I can see some... Okay, let's slow down. Slow down. I'm closer than I think I am. Oh no, we're good. I can see some sort of thing that's potential scanning. Okay. Turn that off. Got lots of fuel. Okay, I want to empty this can now. There we go. RCS on. Oh, I'm going to be right on top of that. That wasn't well thought out at all. Oh, I hit I hit the Z button by mistake. I'm happy. I'm actually kind of ecstatic. That went great. That was awesome. Okay. So transmit science, or yeah, all I gotta do is transmit some science. So that should be starting to happen here. Gravity. Oh, only the gravity scan. I didn't pay attention to my biomes at all. Oh, so I've already been in Midland craters. Look at. Okay, I'm sorry. I mean, look at that. That's nice, eh? Just standing there. I should have checked my biomes before I got down here. That was dumb. But I am doing a gravity scan, so that is that. Okay. And that will satisfy these two contracts, but unfortunately it has to wait until this entire gravity scan is done, which is 90 days. But oh no, wait a second. I got stuff to scan. I've got stuff to scan. Let's go find some rocks. Let's go find some rocks. Okay, I'm going to turn down this reaction here. I think that should be good. Let's go find some rocks. I see rocks over there. Okay, which way's forward on this thing? Oh, brakes off. Brakes off. That way's forward. Okay. Okay. So I can see one of these moonstone things there, but I think there's one of those crater type structures over there. I have, by the way, the terrain stuff turned off because it really is hard to pull out these rocks with the terrain scatter that the game has. But I should be able to transmit this scan away, and that should satisfy this contract. And then, well, we'll do the gravity scan, and then I'll look at... Oh, I guess I gotta drive out of this crater. Landing in the bottom of a crater might not have been the best plan. Now that I'm thinking about it. Oh, well. You can redo science to fulfill the contract. Thank you. That is 100% right. Even Kerbalism will let you do that. So I will do the scan, and if that doesn't satisfy the contracts, I'll do like a temperature scan or something like that. That only takes a few seconds. Okay. We are coming to a moonstone or something. I think, though, there'd be something else I can scan over there. We'll go over that way next. But in the meantime, this definitely looks like it has potential. Let's get this ready. Right here. Here we are. So you can only operate the scanner once it's within range of the little rock or whatever. So we should see that on the... Oh, part. Oh, there it is. Scan Moonstone. I got it. There we go. I'm a sucker for all these little animations. This is like, I wish the game had way more of this kind of stuff. There we go. So it's only 30 science. All of the Breaking Ground DLC doesn't work with Kerbalism, so it works the old-fashioned science way, the way the stock game works. But I think... Oh, wait, it's probably got to get transmitted. Yes. So as soon as that gets transmitted, which will take 1 minute and 50 seconds, we are golden. Okay. So yeah, it scanned the data, but now it's got to transmit it. So in the meantime, though... Now, I can't scan again, can I? Like, that won't work a second time, will it? Like, I won't get more science out of that? Hello there, volatile bullfrog, sorry. Glad you made it. Maybe I should have waited. Yeah, it won't let you do it again. That makes sense. You have to send somebody else here. Okay, but what we are going to do... Okay, we are going to back up here. And I'm pretty sure... Oh, I'm crashing. Oh my gosh, my driving stinks. Because I only got 2 wheels on the ground. There we go. That's one of those, that's something else over this way. I'm pretty sure. That is one of those moon craters. And in the meantime, we're still doing all that gravity scan stuff. This works so much better driving now that the wheels are toggled to my page up and page down, as opposed to when they used to be toggled to W and S, which was just stupid. I don't know why the game does that. That seems to be very, very nonsensical. Okay, yeah, getting there. Oh, there we go, that did it. So 90 science from that moon thing that just got transmitted. And I can see all my contracts have gone green, so that is awesome. We scan some real science. I'm really paranoid with rovers and rolling them. And smashing up my solar panels and all that stuff. That would be death for this thing. Why do I have identical lights on both sides of the rover? I don't know. I just put blinky amber lights on the bottom. No real logic to that. Just seemed like something to do. I don't typically put... I only put the red and the green navigation type lights on crewed vessels. Okay, it's there still, isn't it? All of a sudden I can't see... Oh, it's just over a hill. Yeah, it's there. If that's what you're asking, why aren't they red and green? Okay, this can be gone. I don't need you no more. There. Okay, where are we? Where is that thing? It's there. I know it. It's just over a hill. Yeah, it's right there. Hello, Eric. Glad you can make it. First time to the stream. I hope it's not the last. Okay. It's there. It's there. And we're still in, yeah, we're still in Midland Craters. Oh, red lights on the backside. Ah, and white lights at the front. Yeah, that's possible. I've done that with Rovers too, where you put headlights at the front, especially if they're crude. And then you put red lights at the back and then toggle them to the brakes so that you have brake lights. I've done that. But there's nobody behind us that we have to worry about warning that we're braking, so. Vessels like this would never have lights all over them anyway. Like, really. Who would ever see them? Oh, look at that. Look at that lovely, lovely, lovely moon crater for us. Yeah, I'm a wimp with people. If you are like, yay, I'm going so slow. Yeah, I'm a wimp when it comes to rovers. I am very paranoid about rolling them and smashing up my solar panels, which I can't even retract because I put the cheapy ones on there. Okay. So again, we're just going to snuggle in close here. And I should be seeing a scan, whatever this is again. What is it? Oh, I saw it. It's scan moon large crater. So scan moon large crater. Does that mean that there's different sizes of these? This one's a large one, and then there's medium ones and small ones? Vessel moved. Oh, I said their vessel moved. Aborting scan. I think I'm just not close enough. Let's try that again. I didn't move anything. Vessel moved. Okay, that's not cool. Let's, maybe if I pick a different spot. It keeps saying the vessel's moving on me. Oh, are we sliding? I think we might be sliding a little bit. Okay, so what we're going to do, let's go somewhere else. Fine, be that way. I don't care. Go somewhere else. I think it's just sliding a little bit. Oh, I'm all backwards. Oh my gosh. There we go. I think it's just sliding on the hill a little bit, so maybe if I get it sort of uphill. Try the same thing. Try it here. Reaction wheels still want to... Okay. Hopefully now it won't be good. Yeah, I'm on a bit of a slope. I think it was just sliding down the slope a little bit. Ah. Happy that time. Alright, 60 science. Transmit that. Well, it's not going to transmit that. That goes into our hard drive, and now we got to spend some time transmitting it. But basically, I don't think there's really anything else here. That's a large crater. I've done the moon rock. I think that's the end of my... I don't think there's anything else to do here. So what I'm going to do is just orient this thing kind of east-westish. Actually, it's pretty close to that now. We'll just back away from the crater. So I don't want to end up in its shadow. That should be good. Okay. But it's nice to orient this east-west so that as the sun comes overhead, the solar panels will track along with it. But I think I've pretty much done what I can. Again, nearby, I do have other biomes. So we're in this Midland crater. I got lowlands, twin craters, and midlands all within... Oh, and even highlands over here if I want to go a little further. But let's get out the science archive because I'm a little bit worried that I've actually done a lot of this stuff before. Where's the telemetry report? That'll be a telltale one, because that's always done on probes. Kerbin, the moon. So I've done Midlands. I've done Lowlands. I've not done the twin craters, and I've not done... So the next place to go to would be these twin craters right here. That'll be definitely worthwhile. That'll be all fresh biomes. There'll be gravity scans everywhere. But in the meantime, I think what would be the best plan is to let this thing do its gravity scan, which is going to take it... How long? 90 days. Okay, so this is going to be at this for a little while. We'll leave it here. And then, yeah, let's get back to the Space Center. Oh, the Navball's pointing to the sky. I am controlling from the rover body, Chris, but I actually... That's funny. What a dope. Let's fix that right now. I'll show people what I'm talking about. Chris is like, why is your Navball pointing to the sky? It's because I'm a dope. Let's just go really quick back to it. I was doing all that driving in dope land. That's why I was driving in a bit of a funny way. That's funny. Yeah, I am controlling from here, but I need to change the control point to, instead of being up, to being forward. There, that makes a lot more sense now. Okay, let's head back. All right, so I got to think about... that rover went a little quicker than I thought it was going to. Do I know the movie Interstellar, says Sleeping Dog. Yes, of course I know the movie Interstellar. Let's get into here. I gotta think about... Well, what I'm thinking then... Because my eventual goal with this... Well, I don't know. Let's see. I have two things that I'm thinking about to be sort of the next phase of where I'm going to go with this. One is... Do I have the... Where's my science? Sorry. I'm just going to hop out of here again. For how long have I been playing KSP? Asks Fly Retro Gamer. About a decade, I would say. Pretty close to... Oh, look at the science I got. 533. Let's unlock some stuff. Just looking. Let's look at what we got here. I was already sort of eyeing some of these things. I was looking at high-powered electrics. I wrote these things down. Always a good idea. High-powered electrics. What's that get for me? Capacitors. Oh, nicer solar panels. Gigantors. All of that's a good idea. Orbital scanner. Adds an additional experiment to the orbital scanner. That's a good one. And unfortunately, that's the only... Oh, I also got logistics. Which one's the logistics? That's down here. More life support. Yep, if I wanted to go that way. And the other thing I'm saving up for is short-term habitation, which is right here because it's got the greenhouse. But what I think I might save for that because I'm not far off. Yeah, let's save for that. So what I think I shall do, I know what I'll do. I'm just looking at the time. I want to do something quick. So what I'm going to look at, I know what I'm going to do. Is I have, let's get that probe body out. I do have science. The other piece of science equipment that is relatively new is that fella. The infrared telescope, the Sentinel infrared telescope. So I got to get it into space high. Bodies allowed, home body. Does that mean just Kerbin? That's the part I'm a little confused. I was looking at this earlier and it's like home body. I'm assuming that just means Kerbin, but then why wouldn't they just say Kerbin? I don't know what that means. So what I think I'll do is I'll stick this into high space about Kerbin. We'll see what we get. I think that's an idea. So an infrared telescope. And anything else? I don't think it does anything else. There's no configure it. No. So we're gonna let's do this. So I want to put some sort of structural bit in there. That'll be a good thing to kind of finish this off on. And then I'm thinking, as we go into the future of this, I got two thoughts in my head. One is to continue to expand upon my moon station, which I cannot yet call a station because it is it doesn't have any Kerbals that can live on it. But I have an asteroid with a big giant docking hub and some fuel attached to it to start to expand on that, build that into a proper station, and start landing and exploiting the science that's on the moon. Or to take my Minmus base and move it to somewhere that's a little more friendly? Can I say friendly? I think that's what I think somewhere more friendly. Okay. How much electricity does this silly thing use? 1.9 a second. So I'm going to throw, just for now, just to give it some sort of structure, a few of these. 1.9 a second is some of these. Like that. And extend those. So I am consuming, oh no, boop, boop, there we go. That should be enough electrical generation. Think so. Now, this will last, if I put it in the dark, for 7 minutes and 45 seconds in, no, I need to have more batteries on it than that for it to survive the night on Kerbin. So, see, an orbit around Kerbin takes about, yeah, if I can get it up to about 20 minutes, that should be good. Let me get a feel for how many batteries that involves if I get these 400s. Something like that. So how much electricity is that? That's 2,000 electricity. Would I be better off then? Probably would be. With this guy. And a couple of these. That should do it. Throw that chunk away, get these back. So I need some reaction wheels in there. Just the small ones will be fine. There we go. It's going to be a pretty simple thing, I think. Okay. All right. And should be, yep. Making this up as I go, so hopefully everything will go fine. Okay, I need a fuel tank. And my ever-friendly little spark engine. Where's my little spark engine? Down there. Okay, that is absolutely plenty. I can probably go lighter than that. What happens with a few spiders? It's a little on the low side. It's a lot of fuel. How about... And that one. Oscar B. And a couple of spiders. That'll do. That'll do, I think. That is... How much thrust is in these spider engines? 2 kilonewtons, that's 6 kilonewtons. Happy with that. What are these puffs? They're 20 kilonewtons. That's fine. 800, yeah. Let me go with 4. There we go. So there we go. That's a probe. I need transmit speed. How much quickly does this stupid thing? I always mess this part up. How this creates data at 1.26 megabytes per second. That's a lot of data, so I need an antenna to be able to transmit that. I doubt the communitrons are good enough. Nope, that's in the kilobit. 25. Oh my gosh. Let me look at that again. That's a crap ton of data. Data rate is 1.26 megabytes per second. 1.26 megabytes. Holy moly. So, this keeps being in my way. That's only 25 kilobytes. Wow. All right. And putting more on it does not improve your speed, and that's my fastest antenna there. 253 kilobytes. And that's still quite... And that's probably... Oh, it's not too big. I'm going to call that the infra. I'm just going to save it. I just want to see if I have another antenna on the horizon. Will the Sentinel transmit by itself? No, I'm pretty sure I need to put an antenna on it. I'm just looking to see what I have on the horizon for antennas. Nothing there. Nope. That is the next one, which is only 200 kilobytes. Okay, I think I'm just going to have to really give it a lot of hard drive space and just kind of live with the fact that it's going to shut itself down every once in a while. That's okay. That's okay. So we're going to put on that big antenna. Put it on the other side. Put it here. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. And hard drive space. So I can up this up to a hard drive capacity of 80 megabytes. The actual thingy, the total amount of data it's going to generate. I saw this here. Oh, infrared telescope mode and sentinel mode. Module. I'm thinking, am I misreading something? I'm thinking I'm misreading something. Maybe not. I notice there's a Sentinel module here which is different. But I don't know what that means. Oh, I like it better without that. Okay. One last look at this, and then I'm just going to go for it and see what happens. So, there is an infrared telescope. I don't see the Sentinel thing. Infrared telescope. 1.26 megabytes per second and 290 terabytes of information is going to generate. I will never, ever, ever, ever be able to put enough hard drive space on this. So that's just going to be that. That's it. This is it. This is the whole thing. So it's going to take a while. One is the science and the other tracks asteroids. Thank you, James. So this is not a science thing. This is just for tracking asteroids, which honestly, I have no trouble finding asteroids. Need asteroids. Okay, I'm happy with this. So, what we need to do is get this fella into space. It's got a whole mass of only about 900 kilograms. So we should be able to... It's too big. Do that. A couple of structural bits underneath that. A couple of octagonal struts. Actually, just one should be fine. Okay, what do I got for lifting about 900 kilograms? Boosters, boosters, boosters. Range these by mass. Well, I could probably just put this under here. Total delta V. That'll be fine. This will do it. Just that. Obviously, I need to clean up some things here. Payload, 1.25 meter fairing. Yep. Well, I gotta come around. You can see I gotta come around this antenna. It's gonna be a little bit of a big fairing. There we go. Clamshell, 4 sides. Up that force. Goes under there. This should have reaction wheels inside, right? Yeah, it's got a pair of reaction wheels. So got a total of 4,315 meters per... I think that should be enough just to get it up into... Do I got enough thrust of weight at the bottom end? Ooh, oh, I can give more. Yep, we're good. I'm just gonna do it. Just gonna do it. I'm a little bit worried about its aerodynamic stability, which is, well, it should be fine. All right, I'm honestly thinking of just going for this. Just going for this. Very fast, not much thought, but we'll see what happens here. Let's actually get into action groups. We want to deploy that with action group 5, and we want to, on action group 0, extend solar panels and extend that antenna. And I'm probably overlooking something, but you know what? That's what life on the edge is all about, isn't it? So we're just going to launch. Life's on the edge. Staging. Thank you, Rob. I will check the staging once we're in there. So by home body, I'm assuming they just mean Kerbin on the description of the science, but we'll find out. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But I'm thinking next week I'm going to be getting into something with Kerbals again. Okay, check this. Oh my gosh, the staging. Yes. Okay, that is that rocket. That is the fairing. Oh, this would have been super, wouldn't it? The fairing's going to get... Can I take it off the staging from here? I can't, so I should have done that there. And those 4 engines will go when that goes. There we go. That should be good. Hopefully that's still a good launch TWR. Find out. Might be a little on the low side. But it... Oh, wait. I can... I think the launch TWR is a little on the low side now that I fixed the staging up. Yeah, so I'm just going to up this just a bit. There. There we go. Oh, that's okay. I'm seeing something in the chat, and I'm gonna. Makes a lot of sense, but I'm going to. Okay, so this is. Oh, what altitude should I go for? Let's go for 260, which is just barely in high space. I'm thinking about the radiation belts, so this might not be ideal, but I don't know if I gave myself the delta V to go much higher. So in the chat, it's said that homebody could just be a generic term to fit with other mods that don't necessarily have Kerbin, like Realism Overhaul, you know, where the homebody is Earth. That makes a lot of sense. why it says homebody and not Kerbin. Okay. But this thing is off, whether we like it or not. Find out very soon whether it's good or not. So far, so good. I was a little concerned with its stability with the fairing at the top, but I think it should be good. It's got 2 sets of the small reaction wheels inside of there. We're good. We should be pretty close to max Q here. If it was going to flip out, it would have flipped out already. So I think we're okay. We're good. Can't even seem to find what homebody means. Yeah. I think that the explanation that it is Kerbin, but it's just generic, so that if you're playing with something like Realism Overhaul, you know, homebody would then be Earth. I certainly hope it doesn't mean you have to put it in orbit about the sun, but I think it would say that. Okay. We are good. So this is going to go up to a 250-kilometer orbit. Let's get rid of all the noise. If I put on my radiation belts... So that's the issue. I don't want to end up parking it just in this radiation belt and having it getting cooked. But I'm hoping that like 260 might be just below. Here, I can show you. If I put in my stations. There are my space stations. Those space stations, oh no, 250 is definitely going to be in this radiation belt. Okay, we'll deal. We'll deal. The stations are in an altitude of 120, so 250 certainly will be in that radiation belt. Which will eventually cook, I think, the electronics. Especially with the fact that this thing takes years. But we'll see. Maybe I have the Delta V to get it outside of that lower radiation belt. We'll find out. We'll find out. This has not been super well conceived. Fairing deploy. Nicey nice. Oh, I'm sorry about that, Sven. Yeah. That's why I like to, there's nothing wrong with, like, if you want to do things like practice docking, take your 2 vessels, go Alt F12, just like this, and go into the cheat menu, stick them in orbit. You know, if you just go set orbit and put them in orbit, and practice. I don't see anything wrong with that. There's a lot of stuff in this game that just takes practice to do, and doing a whole mission and finally getting into orbit and finally getting out to the moon and finally getting all these things done and then finding that it doesn't work, that is frustrating as heck. Okay, we are... I just realized something. Yeah, I gotta abort this program. It extended, it never created the circularization burn because it does that when it crosses into space, but this thing was still burning when it crossed into space because this was so high. In fact, why is it... I wanted this to be at least 250. I don't understand why the apoapsis is cut out where it did. Maybe I typed that, I don't know. Oh, I'm out of fuel. Oh, for goodness sake. Okay. Uh-oh. SAS is off. We can do it. Okay, that was a sad display. I never put any sort of staging mechanism. Okay, let's look at that on that stage. So I thought the program got to its target apoapsis, but in fact it simply just ran out of fuel and didn't know to stage. But, yeah, so that's going to get cooked. Let's see what we can do about that. So let's run circ at apoapsis. So it's 205. Oh, shoot. I think we can get this. We can do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this node. And the circularize here is 205 meters per second, but I still have 683 left in the vehicle. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put in a bit of prograde here and push that apoapsis outside of this lower radiation belt. Yeah, there's two belts. There's the lower belt and this is the upper belt. So I'm going to try and put it between the two belts. And then I should be able to... I just don't want this thing sitting in the radiation belt. That's all. I'm going to get that just outside there. That should be good. Okay. So let's get out there. Not a lot of thought went into this. I'll say that. I think I've said that already, though. So running the X-Man, the maneuver executor. I didn't put any lights on this either. Now, is this running, by the way? Is this doing anything? It says invalid situation. Oh yeah, it's got to be in high space. It's not in high space until it's over 250. So that's that issue. So once this goes over 250, the infrared telescope should start. Let's see. Yep, so the telescope's now running. We're just going to do the burn, and then we're going to finish off just so that it's not in the... I'm not even in an orbit yet. My periapsis is negative 22 degrees. Okay, should be doing this pretty soon. Yep, 3, 2, 1, and go. There we go. So there's 660 science from this infrared telescope. Oh, here it says Kerbin Space High only. Or wait, no, that's just where I am. Never mind. But 660 units of science points here, but it takes 25 years to collect it all. So that's not exactly a great rate. Use the cheat menu, test things in orbit. Yeah, that's exactly right. Let's see. I advise doing that in my tutorials all the time. Okay, so that's done. And now what we're going to do is run circ at apoapsis again to circularize up there. That's 180 meters per second, still 278. We are golden. We are golden. So we're just getting up above the radiation belts. That's the main idea. You can see my radiation level has gone down to something that's no longer giving me warnings. There we go. Okay, so we'll run this burn, and then this fella's done. But if you look here, the radiation levels are very low. I'm not getting any radiation warnings, so that tells me I am right now above this lower belt. And once I do this circularization, this thing will live happily above the lower belt and the upper belt without getting its electronics cooked. And then it'll very slowly, very, very slowly collect science for me. Okay, now... No. Let me look here again. I'm still blown away by that, the data rate. I'm wondering like if that's a mistake. Find out if this hard drive gets full. Okay, and then the last thing I want to do while this thing is finishing off the burn is I want to get into the automation here. If the drive is below 10%, I want you to turn off the infrared telescope. And if the drive is above 85%, you can turn it back on again. And then that way it will turn the equipment on and off before we actually get up there. But I think This thing is now happily placed. It's going to collect some science for me. And I think as well, I think I'm going to be drawing this stream to an end with that. We'll see you again on Thursday of next week. I hope everybody has themselves a fantastic weekend in between. So thank everybody in the chat. Thank you to everybody watching this at a later time. And of course, as always, a very special thank you to my Patreon patrons and YouTube members. See you all in a week. Have a good one, everybody. Bye.